A gambler and saloon girl, a reunited father and son, and a dangerous river. Welcome everyone. This week we're going back to 1954 for a Western musical film called River of No Return, starring Robert Mitchum, Marilyn Monroe, Tommy Rettig, and Rory Calhoun. And this is directed by Otto Preminger. I hope you enjoyed this week's story. It's set in the northwestern United States, the year 1875. A young quiet widower named Matt Calder, played by Robert Mitchum, has recently been released from prison, serving time for killing a man while defending another. Searching for his 9-year-old son Mark, played by Tommy Rettig, he finds himself in the boomtown tent city, where Matt arranged to have him sent. At the trading post, Matt learns the child had been abandoned there by the man who was supposed to watch over him. During the time Matt was in jail, a dance hall singer named Kay, played by Marilyn Monroe, has been caring for young Mark instead. After Mark and Matt are reunited, they say thanks to Kay and leave the tent city and head down river to their new home. Matt promises Mark a life of hunting, fishing, and farming on their new riverside homestead. Meanwhile, Kay's fiancé, Harry, played by Rory Calhoun, tells her they must hurry to Council City to register a mining claim he won in a recent poker game. Buying a raft to get there sooner, the pair head down river, but when they lose control of it in the roaring rapids near the Calder homestead, Matt and Mark rescue them. At the cabin, Harry offers to buy Matt's firearm and horse to reach Council City, saying he will pay when he returns. When Matt refuses, Harry knocks Matt unconscious and steals his horse and firearm. Kay stays behind to tend to injured Matt and the boy, while Harry agrees he can travel quicker alone, promising to return. Harry's selfishness leaves Matt, Mark, and Kay in terrible danger as local natives and wild animals could attack. They realize that their only hope is to escape imminent danger by going down the river on Harry's abandoned raft. They set off on the perilous journey of revenge on the forgiving river called River of No Return. There's no telling what dangers lurk in the vast wilderness beyond the riverbank on the road to Council City. So, do our travelers have to deal with attacks from natives, a mountain lion, and hungry gold prospectors? Or do Matt, Mark, and Kay arrive in Council City only to find Harry is still gambling? Released April 30th, 1954, the screenplay by Frank Fenton is based on a story by Louis Lanz, who borrowed the premise from the 1948 Italian film Bicycle Thieves. 71% of Google users like this movie, stating Mitchum and Monroe shine in this enjoyable movie shot in Canadian location. One of Monroe's most natural and appealing performances, probably Marilyn Monroe's best film, and Love is a Traveler on the River of No Return. I'll put up the link to another Marilyn Monroe movie I did on my channel, How to Marry a Millionaire from 1953. It also stars Lauren Bacall and one of my favorites, Betty Grable. And our trivia question this week: were the director, cast, and crew prepared for filming in the frigid Canadian summer weather? Now, I'm Canadian, so I know the answer to this one. Were the director, cast, and crew prepared for filming in the frigid Canadian summer weather? So a little more history and the answer to our trivia question right after this. This week for history, I'm going to dive into the making of River of No Return. So, 20th Century Fox had the perfect story to showcase its new CinemaScope widescreen process. The producers found several breathtaking scenic spots in the Canadian Rockies that fit the setting in the story. Director Otto Preminger, cast and crew departed for Calgary in late June 1953. From there, they traveled by a special train into Jasper and Banff National Parks. They stayed at the Banff Springs Hotel, which served as their base during the Canadian filming. Some studios would have hesitated at the cost, but the new widescreen process was the perfect way to capture the grandeur of these settings. Nearly 75% of the film was shot on location, in places where the mountains, meadowlands, and roaring rivers drew hordes of tourists every year. Producer Stanley Rubin scheduled 12 weeks of pre-production. Marilyn Monroe's singing voice was her own. She rehearsed and recorded the musical numbers written by Ken Darby and Lionel Newman. While on location, Marilyn Monroe fell in the Marilyn River twice, was rescued by Mitchum and crew, and tore at least one ligament in her ankle, sidelining her for a few days. The makeup artist also had to mix special oils into her foundation so her skin wouldn't blister in the sun from so much outdoor work. Rory Calhoun nearly caught pneumonia from the frigid river and missed 3 days of work, and Robert Mitchum also suffered from the water's cold and was out for 2 days. Actor Douglas Spencer nearly lost a finger when a horse bolted while he was holding the reins. And the rough white water also claimed a fair amount of equipment, including 3 specially equipped marine landing craft, which were used as camera barges. To deal with the damage and loss, the studio made 4 duplicate rafts that weighed 3,500 pounds each, only due to be destroyed by the rocks and rapids. As is obvious on the screen, doubles and stuntmen were rarely used. For close-ups, the studio tank was used with the raging river projected behind the actors and raft. Preminger completed the film on September 29th, on schedule and within budget. And the answer to our trivia question this week: were the director, cast, and crew prepared for filming in the frigid Canadian summer weather? No. Director Otto Preminger, the cast and crew were so unprepared for the frigid Canadian summer weather, they bought the entire stock of long red underwear at the Jasper branch of the Hudson's Bay Company store. All of Monroe's costumes, wet and dry, passed production code censor Joseph Breen. In fact, the 3 pairs of jeans that Marilyn Monroe wore in the movie were among a collection of her personal items. They were sold for $42,550 at auction at Christie's auction house to designer Tommy Hilfiger. Amazing. I'd like to give a big thank you to my viewers and subscribers and my new subscribers. Thanks for helping out my channel, and we'll see you soon.